Pikachu.
Yo everyone, and welcome to this one-off super long playthrough of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. This is a project we've been working on for a very long time behind the scenes, and we hope you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, this took a very long time to edit, record, and script, so we'd appreciate it if you could all hit the like and subscribe button to help support our channel. And we really hope you enjoy our journey through Kanto.
Yes, welcome everyone. This movie, I guess you could call it, is going to be absolutely fire, so sit back and relax whilst we conquer the Kanto region and I become champion.
And boom, we jumped right in and caught our partner Pokemon for this entire series. This is Pikachu. And it's also the only time we'll ever use one without evolving it.
Yeah, but this Pikachu is absolutely cracked, Obama. It's got like max stats all around, and it can even learn moves it's not normally supposed to.
Well, I bet this Pikachu will be a billion times better than that trash Raichu we had in Ultra Sun. I never ever want to experience something like that again, boys.
Yeah, let's not try remember that time, Donald. And get back to this game, which, by the way, this is our first time playing through a game solely in the Kanto region.
Say what you want about this game, though, guys. It looks stunning, doesn't it? And then, when Sword and Shield came out, it looked like something out of 1999 when it came to the modeling.
True, Joe, this game looks fabulous. And now Pikachu has officially become our partner boys. And I already have the plan for the rest of our team, just so everyone is clear.
I was waiting for you to say something like that, Donald, and let me guess this so-called plan of yours.
Well, boys, we're going to be using the same team as Ash and Red used in the OG games, since we can find all the other starter Pokemon so easily in this game. And we can add Lapras and Snorlax, too.
All right, yeah, I'm down for that, Donald. And let me guess, they're all going to be shiny ones, too?
Yep, of course. We always got to have a team of shiny Pokemon because I haven't got time for battling with normal colored Pokemon like everyone else. I have to stand out, so everyone knows it's me playing and I'm rich.
Okay, boys, looks like this game follows the story that Red and Blue kind of did with some added things. But for now, we need to head to Viridian City and get the parcel for Professor Oak.
One thing I do like about this game is the transitions between battles and cutscenes are a lot faster than normal, since we don't even have to battle the Pokemon we run into.
Well, I'd like the option to battle them too, Donald, but another thing I've just remembered with this game is we get experience after catching Pokemon too.
Yeah, so instead of running away all the time, Barry, how about you actually spend time catching some of the Pokemon we encounter and level our Pikachu up?
We can always do all that shit later, Joe, but to be fair, the first gym will be Brock, and our Pikachu will get wrecked in there since he has a full team of rock types.
Not a full team, Donald, but the rest of what you said is true since he also has ground types as well. But I can catch some Pokemon in Viridian Forest, and we can also get Bulbasaur in there too, I think.
Yo, Donald, you should ask our viewers a question for this video, but you can probably only ask one since this is the only episode there will be of this game.
Oh yeah, so I gotta make it good then, don't I? And well, dear viewers, let us know if you played this game and what you liked and didn't like about it. Personally, we love this game and give it at least a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's quite a high rating, you may say, but we think it's justified since the game has amazing graphics, which bumps it up to a 6 almost straight away, and then the story isn't so bad either, even if it is recycled.
The battles are pretty cool too, Obama, and the animations for each of the moves just look so cool too. Definitely one of the best.
Well, my favorite feature is the flying you can do on the back of a Charizard or Dragonite. But it's so annoying that you can only do that after beating the entire game.
Talking of battles, though, boys, looks like we're jumping right into one now with our rival, who we named Gary, and by we I mean Donald.
Yeah, and I named our rival Red to correspond with Red and Blue, and Gary is there too because of Ash. Yeah, I'm a simp for Ash and Red. So what you all gonna do about it?
I'm sure not many people will care, Donald. But remember, Obama, after you beat Brock, it'll be my turn to play, and then Donald is last.
Hang on, why do I have to be last? I was the one who had this whole idea to begin with and even booted up the game.
Because, Donald, you didn't even discuss this with us and just went ahead and started recording, so that's why you're last. Plus, after every gym we're switching who plays anyway, so everyone will get a turn.
All right, fine. But then we get to rotate who battles the Elite Four too when we get to that stage. But well done for beating the first battle of this game, Obama. We're off to a great start already, unlike a certain other game you were playing earlier.
Yo, you better not forget to dress up Pikachu in this game too, Obama. We need to have the coolest looking Pikachu ever. I think we can even get Ash's hat in this game, which will make Donald happy.
Oh, hell yeah, you better get Ash's Obama. I want his fashion line all over our beautifully modeled body.
Yeah, let's see if I can remember all that. We can also play with our Pikachu too, though, guys, which is pretty cool. Something I probably won't bother doing either, though. LMAO.
Hey, if you wanted Donald, we could use a Pidgeot in this game since we never really got to use one. And I'm pretty sure the one you had in Pokemon Black 2 died.
No thanks, Joe. I already told you our team, and plus, Mega Evolution is in this game too, which means we can have a Mega version of each Kanto starter, which is something we won't get a chance to do ever again.
Yo, boys, our cracked Pikachu just leveled up and it learned Quick Attack. We're on our way to becoming absolutely unstoppable.
Boys, I can't stop getting a hard-on over these graphics. How can Pokemon go from sword and shield, but then still make games that look like this? It even has shadows which are realistic.
Wow, Joe, getting it up over something other than a youngster.
Yo, Donald, I've actually got a lot better over the past 6 months. I've had to focus more on not ending up like Barry did in Ultra Sun.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that anymore, you two, but here we are, still talking about it. I actually improved a lot in the end.
Hey, Ash caught a Caterpie as his first Pokemon berry, but you went and caught a Weedle. Actually, you caught a Pidgey first, which isn't so great, is it?
Look, we're not following Ash's exact journey in this game, Donald. I have way better things to do, and we're not even using Caterpie or Weedle either, so what's the big deal?
Agreed, Obama, you're right. I'm on your side, my dear friend, and now we're heading into Viridian Forest, boys. This is the place Donald will get our Bulbasaur.
Well, actually, I'm probably going to just make a phone call again, Joe, but sure, let's say I'm getting out Bulbasaur from here, and Obama can't even catch a Butterfree the moron. You have those African legs, bro. You should be able to run after that bug.
I literally have nothing to say to that, Donald. But for real, I'm actually struggling here. What the hell? This guy has like max speed stats.
You're kind of doing this backwards, though, Barry. You're supposed to catch a Caterpie and then evolve it into a Butterfree. You can't just go straight to catching the final evolution of a Pokemon like this. You might as well do that for everyone then.
Well, I just did, Joe, so what you gonna do about it then? And by the way, the team we have will be useful for battling with Brock. So how about you just pipe down?
To be fair, he has a point, Joe. Brock can be tough if we go in unprepared. And unless you're playing yellow, then there's no way anyone would be insane enough to battle a rock-type gym with a Pikachu.
Yeah, but this Pikachu came out of its eggs with all the steroids possible, Donald. You know it's so busted. I bet we could actually beat Brock with just this all by itself, you know?
Well, it just struggled to kill a rat, Joe, which is like the weakest Pokemon in this region. So don't get your hopes up, bro.
All this place is full of his trash like this, boys. I mean, who'd ever use an Oddish in this game? And to evolve it, you need a stone too.
Agreed? All Oddish is good for is being a garnish on my plate of medium rare Miltank Obama. Although saying that, I don't think you give Vileplume enough credit. It's definitely a worthy contender for a playthrough.
You were finally out of this place. It's like a maze, and I swear in every game, Viridian Forest seems bigger each time. It's like they're slowly expanding it. One day, the whole of Kanto will just be Viridian Forest.
I wouldn't mind that, though, Donald. This place is gorgeous. Also, the bug types here are quite strong, too, when they're fully evolved.
Okay, that's just not true, Joe. No one ever uses Pokemon from like the first few routes in a game unless it's a bird Pokemon. Those are the only exceptions to the rule.
Hey, everyone, we've made it to Pewter City. This place has got to be one of my all-time favorite places in Kanto. Probably not in the entire series, but this place has some awesome vibes.
Yeah, this rival is way nicer than Blue was from the original games. He even gives us free medicines.
All right, well, those potions won't help us at all, Joe, so go heal up in the Pokemon Center, Barry.
I just went to change my clothes and got me a big bowl of ice cream, too, boys. Look, I'm just vibing over here whilst Obama carries on with the game.
Fine by me, Joe. We're going to be heading straight for the gym anyway, but let's take a look at the museum first, too.
Wow, so you left immediately after going in, Barry. What was the point of that?
Hang on, Donald. When did you get Bulbasaur? I don't remember this guy being here, and I just left for like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, well, I made my phone call in the time you went to change your clothes, and Joe got his ice cream, and those lovely hacker fellows came over and set us up with this shiny Bulbasaur.
All right, you know what? I won't even ask any questions about this, but anyway, here we are, guys, inside the first gym in Kanto, and technically the first gym in the entire Pokemon series, too, actually. That makes Brock a very special person indeed.
Hey, don't the models of these Pokemon look stunning too? Barry, like look at this Geodude here. He's so rocky and round, and it's like you can feel each bump and curve on him through the screen.
Yep, and he got absolutely nuked by our cracked Bulbasaur Joe. So instead of complimenting the opponents, how about you compliment our own Pokemon instead, you little traitor?
Well, I was already going on about how our Pikachu is cracked, Donald. So what more do you want me to say? And I guess Bulbasaur also joins the crack club too with how it's currently performing.
Man, these trainers should just give up now, to be honest, boys. They each had one poxy little Geodude who can't even get a hit in because it's died before it blinks.
By now is when I would have expected a thank you from you, Barry, but okay. And by the way, I taught it Vine Whip too, since I knew how helpful it would be.
I think I should be thanking those fellows on the other end of your phone call, Donald. They seem to be doing all the hard work, and then you go and take all the credit.
Talking of which, it's already time to battle the first gym leader of this game, boys. Here is Brock, and he looks more pumped up than we do for this gym battle. And also, Barry, remember, it's my turn to play after you beat him.
Oh, and he's also leading off with a Geodude too, boys. No wonder those other two trainers used one. They're trying to copy Brock.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I should have done a little more training with Bulbasaur. Brock's Pokemon are 3 levels higher than us, and this is only his first Pokemon, too.
Well, it died rather quickly, regardless of what you say, Donald. But now he's sending out his ace being Onix. It would have been cool to see him with a Steelix, though, which could also Mega Evolve.
Joe, what would be the point in him having a Steelix at level 15? First of all, that's not even possible in this game since Steelix isn't even here yet.
Well, I'm pretty sure Steelix is available in Johto, so we could just pop over there and pick one up for Brock and give him the Mega Stone, too.
Joe still helping out the opposition, I see, Barry. Why don't you just get a room with everyone in here, Joe? 2 of them are suitable for your age demographic anyway, LMAO.
Doesn't matter because your boy just beat Brock, everyone. That first gym battle went as smooth as marble or whatever that saying is.
Oh, look, this little weed is evolving, boys. By the way, keeping a Beedrill on the team would be pretty fun, actually. In the anime, they're always going around stinging people.
Yeah, but Kakuna is absolute garbage. All it does is use Harden, and then you need to constantly switch train it if you want it to evolve.
Yo, Barry, it's time to hand the controller over to Joe now. He's going to be making his way towards Cerulean City, I guess, and battle Misty. She's absolutely gorgeous in this game in all her 3D glory, so I am very much looking forward to seeing her.
That's right, everyone. I'll be taking Misty out for a spin, but before that, check it out. It's Blue, the first champion of Kanto, technically after Lance.
You make a good point there, though, Joe, because if Blue's here, then where's Red supposed to be? And Mount Silver isn't even available in this game, so where is he?
The amount of fan theories there are for Red is actually insane, though. Donald! Apparently after Gold beats him in the Johto games, he goes and kills himself, which is just crazy.
You check it out, boys. There's one of those master trainer people here. They're tougher than the normal trainers, and they give you TMs after beating them.
Yeah, and instead of taking him on like the man you're supposed to be, Joe, you just run away like a little pussy, and instead battle a child.
It's called a warm-up battle. Donnie, you fool. Obama barely trained our Pokemon up, and they're going to get nuked if I go battle that fellow right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're struggling to take out the Garnish Pokemon here, so yeah, you'd get destroyed if you battled that guy, Joe.
I have a question for you two. Do you think we should go catch all the legendary Pokemon in this game or not? It'll probably be a chore, but I'd rather just focus on the story than go wander around Cerulean Cave looking for Mewtwo.
Nah, I agree, Donald. There's no point. We won't be coming back to this game anyway. And also, I'd rather actually use the legendary Pokemon instead, waiting until the story is over.
You both realize that the box art for basically all the Kanto games is the only one which doesn't have the legendary Pokemon on the front because Gold and Silver have Ho-Oh and Lugia respectively and so on.
Obama, you're turning into Joe now, sharing useless pieces of information with us, but at least he's going to turn into a man now and battle this master trainer.
Yeah, this so-called master's about to get served some humble pie because he's battling a 5-time Pokemon champion. And also he hasn't met our cracked Pikachu.
Oh, he has a Bulbasaur. You should go Bulbasaur versus Bulbasaur Joe, or you could switch out to one of the Pidgeys I have since flying will be able to sweep this so-called master.
Yeah, good idea, Barry. This guy has Leech Seed too, so he'll just be constantly reviving his Pokemon, meaning we won't get anywhere. And he calls himself a master, but he's playing super dirty.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna swap out here. Our cracked Pikachu isn't doing as much damage as I thought it would, so let's see if any of the other Pokemon Barry caught earlier will be of any use.
Donald, I just want to say you should have let me keep playing until at least this battle had been done. Joe's struggling with this more than he would have with Brock, so I should have got to Mount Moon before letting this idiot play.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you, actually, Obama. I just didn't want you to play more than you did since you're making me play last, but this is now painful.
All right, it's very rare that I'll admit my idiocy, but yeah, this was quite a bad L for me, and this little Pidgey's actually nuking this guy, holy hell.
Joe, it's not fun when you admit you're a fool. So could you just deny it so I have an excuse to bully you because it's funny?
So you're telling me the best way to avoid abuse from you both is to just call myself an idiot on a daily basis, and then I'll be free from your turmoil.
Yeah, sure, try that, Joe, every day from now on and see how far it gets you, LMAO. But anyway, I think you should just hand the controller back to me until we get to Mount Moon, because this battle was just embarrassing.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So hand it over, Joe. We'll let you deal with all the Pokemon inside Mount Moon, but to be honest, that place is a maze, Obama, so he might end up getting lost because he's useless.
Nah, just trust me, boys, I got this. This was just a minor setback, but going forward, I promise not to make any stupid plays like I just did. Believe me.
Yeah, I never trust anyone who says believe me, especially you, but sure, I'll concede this one. Have at it, Joe.
On another note, I'd like to talk about how cute the little pixel Pokemon symbols they put on the screen when Nurse Joy heals our team up.
All right, Joe made it to Mount Moon's entrance without getting himself killed, thankfully, and there's another master trainer for you there, Joe, so if you do plan to battle him, then please play properly.
Oh yeah, so I may have actually found the next member of our team, two boys. In the time Joe went to heal up his Pokemon and making our way here, we have got the next party member.
Donald, how are you managing to add to our team whilst we're here looking at you? You must be a wizard. And also, don't worry, Barry, this battle will go much better than the last master one.
Joe, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, bro. And just deal with this guy, and he has a Meowth of all Pokemon to choose from. I wouldn't exactly call him a master if he has this garbage.
You might end up eating your words in a sec, Donald, because this guy is spamming payday like no one's business.
No way, Obama. If you guys have noticed already that this battle is already going much better than the last one. See, I am actually a good Pokemon trainer when it's required. Plus, you thrusted the controller on me in the last battle before I was mentally prepared.
Oh, sorry, Joe, we forgot to wind you up like one of those old grandfather clocks earlier, which is obviously why you did so bad in the last battle.
Yeah, exactly, even though you're only a few years younger than me, Donald. But anyway, after healing up our team, it'll be time to head into Mount Moon. I don't remember anything about this place since we were last here in Heart Gold.
Yeah, there was just a Meowth sitting on the top there, boys. Did you see that?
Oh boy, well look who it is, everyone. Jesse, James, and Meowth in the flesh. The original trio, and I must say I really miss them in the New Horizons anime.
They're here to causing so much mischief, isn't it, boys? Looks like it'll be up to me to stop them, although it would have been funny if they kept trying to steal our Pikachu. I mean, if you think about it, we're basically Ash in this game, aren't we?
Yeah, that would have been pretty funny, Joe. Although in this game, they don't even have a purpose, to be honest. They're sort of just here for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, as we all know from other creative outlets, that bringing back OG characters for nostalgia doesn't always mean that it will make the game or show good. Although in this game, I guess it kind of works.
This game is its own separate thing, though, Donald, so it doesn't really matter, let's be honest. Also, Joe, will you hurry up with this battle, goddammit?
Look, I was battling a Bellsprout of all things Barry, and Pikachu, as good as it is, doesn't have the best move set yet. It'll be good for Misty's battle since she's a water type, but in here he's useless.
Look, Jesse and James are looking for something, boys. And they're yelling at you, Joe, because you keep following them, you little stalker.
I'm not stalking them, Donald. This is the only way to go through this place. And like I said, I can't remember the route through here anyway, so following them is my best guess of getting out.
Joe, for the love of God, please use Bulbasaur in this battle. Don't even try it with Pikachu.
He can be an idiot, but not that much of an idiot, Obama. Anyway, this Sandshrew is only level 8. He looks adorable, though.
I think that youngster looks adorable, actually, boys.
Right, well, anyway, Donald, how about we take that controller off Joe again for the time being?
Joe, this is your final warning. Creepy Joe hasn't been visiting us for a while, and I'd prefer Jizzy Joe to be here than you.
Oh, you do you? Well, your wish is my command, Donald. You can have me now for the rest of this game, however long it'll be, we have no idea.
If Jizzy Joe can play better than normal Joe, then I'm all for it because you still haven't swapped out Pikachu yet, Joe.
Jizzy Joe is the real champion in this body, just so you know. I was the entity who took over in every other playthrough Joe played, but didn't want to reveal myself until the time was right.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say, Jizzy Joe now. Would you concentrate on the battle because you've somehow got Pikachu poison from a ground-type Pokemon of all things?
Don't worry, this battle is going to be over in like under 20 seconds now. We have Bulbasaur. And by the way, when did we get that Charmander?
Oh, that must have been that new Pokemon Donald was talking about, which his friends helped get for us, apparently Joe.
Actually, I already got another member too, Obama. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet, but you'll love it when you see it.
Well, it's probably going to be Squirtle, isn't it, Donald, since you already got us a Bulbasaur and Charmander? And I think Squirtle would be the better Pokemon to use in here anyway, since water will be better against the ground types, which lurk in here too.
Team Rocket never used ground types, though, Barry except a certain someone right at the end. But apart from him, the Grunts teams all consist of Golbat and Raticate, and the odd Drowsy, too.
So you two, what exactly is this game about then? I haven't even played it before, so would one of you explain what the hell I'm supposed to be doing?
How is it that you've never played this game before, but normal Joe has? Is your brain like split in half or something, or how does this work exactly?
Well, yeah, actually, we both share half a side of the brain each. It started off with him having the whole thing, but over time, I guess his dementia has worked out in my favor since I'm just way better than he is, and I'm more lovable too.
I really don't want to know any more details about how your brain functions, Joe. We gotta wipe Team Rocket out from here before they blow the whole place up and steal everyone's Pokemon all at the same time.
You know, I'd like to make an observation, boys, that Team Rocket has actually survived more times than every other team has combined. They're just unstoppable, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Team Rocket has never met Jizzy Joe, so this time they'll actually be put to a stop for real, and then I can head over to that radio station in Goldenrod City and give them my mixtape to play for everyone on their Pokénaps.
I think your music will get banned from every region, Joe, fictional or otherwise, and then when they find out it's Joe Biden's music, you'll get banned again for just being you.
Hey, take that back, Barry. My music is nothing like that old charlatan's. He probably listens to music on a gramophone. In fact, I know he does, since I already burnt 2 of them.
So in essence, you're burning your own stuff, Joe. When the normal side takes over, what do you think he's gonna say?
No need to worry, Donald. Jizzy Joe doesn't have dementia, but that side of my brain does, so he'll just forget.
You know something useful you could do instead of going on about how great you are is cure that poison on our Pikachu before it kills it, Joe. That guy is our MVP in this playthrough. In fact, we could probably beat the whole game with just Pikachu.
Well, there goes Pikachu, whilst you were giving him a lecture, Obama. Maybe you should have just kept quiet, and he'd have done it all by himself, but at least we get to show off Charmander now.
Yo, this shiny Charmander is awesome, Donald. It's almost a gold color, just like my jewelry. I wish he could just stay like this forever, but in the end, he just turns into a black flying lizard.
And what's wrong with shiny Charmander evolving into a shiny black Charizard Jizzy Joe? Do you have a problem with that then?
I never said I had a problem with it, did I, Barry? It's just gold is a way better color than black. And plus, it's worth more, too.
Joe, do you know what they say about oil? They call it black gold, remember? And oil is what makes this whole planet go around.
Of course, you'd know a lot about that, Obama, but regardless, here we are battling this fossil maniac person, boys. And he was quite nice and said that if we beat him in a battle, we get to keep one of the fossils he found.
Yeah, I don't know what these fossil Pokemon even are either. And since I don't know what they are, they're probably not even that good.
Just because you don't know what they are doesn't mean they're bad, Joe. And anyway, I can tell you what they are. I think one of them is a Kabuto, and the other is that blue snail Pokemon.
Yeah, when Kabuto evolves into Kabutops, it becomes goaded to hell, Jizzy Joe. See, even normal Joe would have been able to understand that.
Right, that's it. I refuse to take constant abuse from you two morons berating me like I'm some sort of peasant from the 15th century.
Isn't that what normal Joe said before he turned into this idiot Donald?
Yes, it basically is Obama. But when it comes to actual Pokemon battles, Jizzy Joe is better in basically every single way. So we either put up with his nonsense or Joe comes back and we deal with his shit trainer skills.
Exactly so. Make your choice, you goons. And whilst you do that, I'll pick one of these fossils up. I don't care which one we get, since you said you have a team in mind already, Donald.
All right, Jizzy, you can stay with us until you beat Misty, since it'll be Donald's turn to play then anyway, and we need Joe back too, so he can give us his nerdy little lore facts.
Yeah, that sounds like a good compromise, Obama. You could make a very fine business partner with me, you know, with those negotiation skills of yours.
Yeah, I don't want to go bankrupt, Donald, but if you ever want to play Monopoly with me, then I'll happily invest in one of your hotels there.
Fine, I'll hang around until I beat Misty and then let my other half come back. No point me hanging around here if I can't even play anyway.
Well, you're doing a decent job here against Jesse and James. And it's cool to see the Pokemon they're using are the ones they had from the original first Pokemon series before they got that stupid Wobbuffet.
Holy hell, you're right, Donald. Jesse got that Wobbuffet from Johto, and it was a mistake trade too. And then we've now had to deal with that stupid blue dingus for the past like 15 years.
Yeah, even Jizzy Joe will agree with you both on that. I don't even get what the joke with Wobbuffet was, and the only move it ever used was like Reflect, which was somehow super OP.
Yeah, it was, which is why they used it sparingly in the episodes. They nerfed Wobbuffet and made him a running joke, which wasn't even funny, and now everyone hates him. And they should too anyway.
Well, in other news, our Bulbasaur got to level 14 after Jizzy Joe beat Jesse and James, and he's getting super close to evolving too, which means we could have an Ivysaur by the time we beat Misty's gym.
Oh yeah, then I'll make it my goal to get our little Bulbasaur to evolve before I have to pass the baton off to Donnie over here. And by the time I make my reappearance, I hope you both get the other two evolved as well.
All right, that can be done. And since you beat Team Rocket, that means we've basically made it to the end of Mount Moon and we never have to come back to this shithole again.
It does feel great to be back under the Kanto region sunshine, boys. But remember, Jizzy Joe, once you make your way down the small cliffs, we won't be able to go back to Pewter City or Pallet Town for a very long time.
Why would we ever want to go back there anyway? I've already made it to Cerulean City now, and we have lots of business to do here. There's that Nugget Bridge we have to go check out, and then Misty's Gym, and also Cerulean Cave.
Hang on, Joe, why the hell did you just throw 500 of our hard-earned poke dollars into a stupid fountain like that?
I think by doing that, it actually just raised Pikachu's happiness, though, Donald. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing, since in this game, the more our Pokemon love us, they'll then battle for us better and remove status conditions, etc.
Yeah, sure, that's exactly why I did that, Barry. No other reason like to show off how rich I am or anything. But anyway, boys, check this out. I just did a quick Google search of what this game is actually about, since neither of you told me, and this guy here can teach Pikachu special moves.
First of all, what kind of move name is Zippy Zap? And second of all, Joe, that move is a physical attacking one, and our Pikachu has a higher special attack.
Doesn't matter at this point in the game, Donald, since every battle will be easy, but for later on, I think we can remove it for Thunderbolt, or Thunder, maybe.
I just saved the game for you boys in case one of you forget to later, or my other idiot side forgets, which will be the most probable cause.
Joe, don't do that again, because if we mess the recording up, we can't go back and re-record anything if you go and save the game. But this once it's fine, I guess, and now we have this battle with Gary, too.
This was the exact same spot that we would have battled Blue in the original games, isn't it, boys? And he'd have insulted us too, but now since only snowflakes play this game, Game Freak have had to tone down the insults and abuse.
Yeah, and apart from Eevee, he's using the same team as Blue so far, isn't he? I mean, he caught himself a Pidgey to start off with.
And because I'm such a gangster Pokemon trainer, I took that Pidgey out in one shot with Pikachu. What kind of moron would bring out a flying type Pokemon against an electric type?
And now he's caught himself an Oddish too, boys. Wasn't expecting him to have one of these. Blue definitely didn't back in the day, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's clear who the better trainer out of this guy and Blue is, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah, and this guy is actually really nice to us as far as rivals go. To be honest, he doesn't even feel like a rival. My favorite ones are Hugh from Black and White 2, and of course our boy Blue.
Well, I'm about to turn his Oddish into a pile of blue and green dust with Ember. But somehow, this guy actually survived my first Ember and only got hit with a burn.
Good stuff, Jizzy Joe, and now he's sending out his final Pokemon, being Eevee. This is the Pokemon we could have got if we'd played Let's Go Eevee, but you'd have to be a fool to choose that version over Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah, and what's funny is this Eevee doesn't have those cracked stats like our Pikachu does. In fact, I don't even know why this Pokemon would even be an option for our rival.
Well, it's not really showing its true power to me yet, boys. All it does is use Tail Whip to lower my defense. But by the time it's done that enough times, I'd have already taken it out.
Wow, so this guy is playing super dirty now, popping those hyper potions like he's some rich boy or something. Holy hell, not even Blue did that.
And it didn't help him at all, Donald. I managed to get 2 Embers in a row on him, and I won that battle like I knew I would. I bet normal Joe would have panicked and jumped off Nugget Bridge knowing him.
Well, it's not like the battles are over. There's about 5 or 6 other trainers just hanging out on the bridge ready to attack some unsuspecting passerbys for some reason.
Yeah, but this is worth it because at the end of those battles, I'll be able to get myself a gold nugget, boys, which I can then melt down and turn it into more jewelry. Maybe I could make some earrings this time or a bracelet.
Joe, holy hell, do not get your ears pierced seriously. There will be no end to the amount of abuse you'll receive if you do that to yourself.
Oh yeah, I second that, Jizzy Joe. You already have like 5 gold chains around your neck, 2 watches on either wrist, and gold cufflinks too. What more do you need?
I could ask you the same thing about your black gold berry. How much more of that stuff did you need?
Oh boy, that's probably gonna strike a nerve, isn't it, Barry?
Nah, let him say whatever he feels is true, Donald. He's just mad because we've basically told him he'll look ridiculous with gold-studded earrings, and he can't accept that.
That's because I look good in any gold thing I wear, Obama. I think the real issue here is you're just jealous you aren't a real hip-hop artist like I am.
Say what you want, Joe, but I know for a fact that I'll always look better than you do with gold on he.
Okay, well, before this escalates, I'd like to point out that our Charmander is also 2 levels away from evolving now, too, guys. Maybe we'll get to see Vermilion by the time all the trainers on Nugget Bridge have been beaten.
Hey boys, what have I missed out on?
Well, Joe, I can tell you, I've been missing out on a shit ton of peace of quiet lately, but anyway, how did you kick Jizzy Joe out your head so fast?
Yeah, he was here a minute ago, and now he's just gone Joe. He was also meant to be the one battling Misty and then evolving Charmander before he left.
I thought you'd be happy with him gone, boys, but I seriously have no idea how I got rid of him. All I know is waking up here already in Cerulean City and battling this children on Nugget Bridge.
All right, well, it's still your job to beat Misty Joe. And then after that, it'll be Donald's turn to play. But putting this Psyduck to sleep was kind of a waste of time, you know?
Hey, leave it out, Obama. I put it to sleep since that's something I wish I could be doing right now instead of battling these boring trainers. They're so easy anyway. And also, when we played through Heart Gold, they weren't here.
Yeah, well, in the original games, Joe, they were here. And you have to beat them all to get the nugget, which your alter ego was really looking forward to, by the way. And then we need to go see Bill.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's gone and turned himself into another Pokemon again, or if he's going to be normal this time.
Can we just talk about the kind of implications of having a machine like that? And also, imagine how much money you'd get for that machine, too. Bill would be like the richest person in the world.
Yeah, but it's kind of pointless too, Donald. What would you even do if you turned yourself into a Pokemon? Like, it's not that amazing.
Actually, it's very amazing, Joe. Imagine if you caught like a Suicune or Entei, and then you could turn yourself into that Pokemon. Then you'd also get their powers too, which means I'd be unstoppable. I could even turn into Mew, and then Mew can turn into every other Pokemon.
To be fair, that would be possible. You could get Mew and then become it, and then you'd be so OP. Donald's right, Joe. Bill would be the richest person in the world if he sold his designs.
See, Team Rocket haven't got the same genius mind as me. I think I should take over from Giovanni and run Team Rocket properly.
Still don't see the appeal, boys, although if I could use that machine, then I'd turn myself into Kamala, because then I'd have no needs for excuses to sleep.
Only you would use a machine like that for something as stupid as sleep, Joe. You're old anyway, so it's not like you need an excuse to have your little naps.
All right, well, I got the nugget from this guy. But hang on, he's just another Team Rocket member dressed in a disguise. Why would he give me that nugget, though? If I was him, I'd sell it.
Yeah, agreed, Joe. This guy isn't exactly the smartest person we've come across, is it? But anyway, I'd never say no to a free lump of gold. We can use the money to buy full restores for later.
I don't think we'll need many full restores, Donald. I'll get some hyper potions and full heals before any major battles. But this game isn't exactly the most difficult thing.
Yeah, I could probably beat most of it with my eyes closed. This game is no Emerald Kaizo, is it, boys?
Definitely not that broken-ass game, Joe. In fact, it kind of is like Emerald Kaizo in a way, but we're the ones with Pokemon with Max 4s and EVs.
True, Donald, having a broken-ass Pokemon right off the bat is a nice change, and I have been enjoying just destroying everything that comes in our path without much difficulty. LMAO.
Right, good job, Joe. This little grunt moron is dead now, with his garbage Pokemon, too. Maybe this is the guy who actually goes to steal the power plant machine part in the later games, too.
But the power plant isn't even operational in this game, though, is it, Donald? It only gets restarted in gold and silver because they build that train line between Johto and Kanto.
Oh yeah, the train line. I want to know how many people actually used that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because it's something I'm sure everyone forgot about.
I didn't forget about it, Barry. Whenever I was bored, I'd hop on it and just go back and forth between Yodo and Kanto, because I could. Plus, you got the ticket from that copycat girl.
Hey, I want to ride that train now too, Donald. If you did it, then I have to do it too.
Joe, you're not the copycat too, so don't start that childish behavior. Plus, all the copycat girl did was dress up the same as we did for fun. You just do it to be a pain.
Joe, if you start copying me, then I'll just keep punching myself in the face, and then you'll have to do it too.
Well, that seems like a win-win for me, to be honest, boys. I say go for it. Joe, keep copying him. That's 2 birds with 1 stone.
I have no idea what any of what you said means, Barry, but sure, let's go with it. And look, I made it to Bill's house after having some of the most pointless Pokemon battles I've done against Oddish and Kakuna. That was all not worth watching.
Right, well, he's not very adventurous, is he? Why would he turn himself into that Pokemon when we listed of many, many other more better Pokemon to turn into?
Okay, well, you gotta press the button on that computer to turn him back into a human, and then he'll give us the ticket for the SS Anne.
Yo, I'm loving these cutscenes though. Boys, and they look really good in 3D. Imagine going from this to what Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl look like.
Yeah, many people did make comments on that fact, Joe. Personally, I didn't like the chibi style of BDSP, and if they do that with the Unova remakes, then I will riot.
Joe, will you stop avoiding the Master Trainer battles or whatever they're called again? We need to do them to get TMs because you can't buy all of them and you can't find all of them either. The best ones are from those trainers.
Nah, I can't be bothered, Obama. I told you before I won't. When you two play, then you can go back and battle them if you want, and I won't say anything.
Joe, seriously, stop being such a little bitch and just go back and battle them. We haven't got time to argue, and the only thing left for you to do is battle Misty anyway.
Yeah, exactly, Donald. So the quicker I get that battle with Misty done, then the quicker you'll be able to play, isn't it? That's what you've wanted.
To be fair, you're right, Joe, but I also can't be bothered to battle those trainers, which means it'll be up to you, Obama, since Joe here isn't succumbing to our peer pressure.
Alrighty, well, here we go, boys. Time for the second gym badge, and Joe, please don't mess this up somehow. I don't know how you could, but I'm sure you would if you got the chance.
Barry, we are OP Pikachu with us, so this gym will be a cakewalk. Missy used to give me lots of trouble back in the day, but not anymore.
Well, the good thing about this gym, Joe, is if you want to, you can skip the other 2 trainers and go straight for Misty.
Yeah, let's get this shit done with Joe. After this cutie pie, we're heading straight for the gym battle to put Misty in her place.
How the hell did that Goldeen survive that hit throw from my Ivysaur? It should have died to that Vine Whip in 1 shot. What bullshit is this?
See, I'm telling you, they rig it sometimes, Joe. Goldeen belongs in a category slightly higher than Magikarp in terms of shit trash it is, and yet this is what happens.
All right, well, after Joe beats this gym, it'll be your turn, Donald, which means you can complain to your heart's content, but for now, shut the hell up so Joe can battle.
You know, I always wondered how old Misty is, boys.
Oh, dear God. Well, she's too young for you, Joe, before you start getting any ideas to flirt or do anything else with her.
I didn't mean it like that, Donald, you dumb fuck. I just meant she seems way too young to be a gym leader, yet here she is, as a gym leader. And her first Pokemon is that Psyduck who's always following her around like in the anime.
Wow, and you actually one-shot it, Joe. Well done. But it's her second Pokemon, which always gave everyone the most trouble. Starmie always used confusion back in the day.
See, I told you this is rigged, Joe. How the hell does Water Gun do that much damage to Pikachu when it should have barely any effect to it?
Yeah, well, I used Thunder Wave to slow Starmie down. So let's see if that should be enough. Otherwise, Pikachu is just going to die to another Water Gun, which will make me look like a bad trainer.
To be fair, Joe, you could have just used another Zippy Zap or whatever that dumb move is, which is basically a Volt Tackle replacement.
Barry, shut up and Joe hand me over the controller, because it's my turn to play now, bucko.
I haven't even left the building yet, Donald. Hang on. I mean, I'm even still in this battle. Holy hell.
All right, fine. Do your little high-five nonsense with Pikachu and then hand it over, Joe. I gotta storm my way through the next route and then show Lieutenant Surge who the real boss is around these parts.
You fail to remember that the next route is probably the shortest one in the entire series, Donald. Like it's just a straight line down for 10 steps, and then we're already in Vermilion City.
Yeah, but first we have to deal with this break-in, boys. Look at us presidents now. The people are going to think so highly when they find out we're personally doing the police's job for them.
You mean they'll be thinking highly of me, actually, Joe, since it's Donald J. Trump who's going to be solving the murder that's gone down in here?
Yeah, Donald, it's not actually a murder that's happened in here, dumbass. Someone just broke in looking for something.
And to the surprise of nobody, it's Team Rocket. Although, what could they want with this place, Obama? It's not like they'll find a stash or rare candies or Master Balls in here, is it?
Well, technically speaking, Joe, no one should know the Master Ball even exists. So how about you stop revealing classified information like that?
Big deal, Donald. You're the one who used your action replay to hack in like 999 of them. And then you threatened to sell them all to the public to make more money, which you don't even need.
To be fair, Donald, you did try do that.
I did it for the greater good of us all, Obama. With all that money, we could have had an unlimited supply of max revives and full restores.
Hey, check it out, boys, finally. Our little Charmander is finally evolving into a yellow Charmeleon. See if you kept it as the normal color, Donald. We could have made nice comments about you being orange.
Yeah, well, this jaundice-colored Charmeleon will soon be one of Obama's people when it's a Charizard Joe, so big deal.
Donald, did you really need to say that, bro? And anyway, Charizard's shiny form is one of the best Pokemon to ever exist. And you know that's true, so clearly black is best here.
Say what you want about Charizard, but it is definitely one of the best Pokemon to exist, Donald. And I know you call everyone who likes it a simp, but you can't deny its greatness.
Oh yeah, I'll admit it's one of the best Pokemon to exist, Joe, just like how I think you're one of the best presidents we've ever had.
Hang on, what the hell did Gary just do to us boys?
Holy moly, I saw that too, Joe. He came in and gave Donald a big wet kissy. Oh, Mao. I didn't know you were into that, Donald.
Whoa, this guy did not just do that to me, boys. Who does he think he is? Only people of a certain caliber are allowed to smooch these luscious lips. And this fellow absolutely isn't one of them.
Okay, so he gives you a kiss, and then you give him a free ticket to go on the luxury ship, the SS Anne. Maybe I should go around and do that to people and see what they give me.
Yeah, if you do that, Joe, then the only thing you'll get is a prison cell right next to Donald.
If that happens, then I'll gladly take getting publicly executed than have Joe Biden as my cellmate. Can you imagine all the shit I'd have to deal with Obama? His constant moaning about how he can't see his favorite youngsters and then his relapses when he doesn't get his ice cream fix.
I'll disagree with you on the first part of your sentence, Donald, but the second part is probably true. I need at least 4 tubs of ice cream a day, otherwise I will have a major relapse. It's worse than a crack addict's too.
Yeah, well, you should know a lot about that too, Joe Elmao.
Well, anyway, here we are in Vermilion City, everyone, and the only thing to do here is head straight for that cruise ship Donald. You need to head there to get the first HM of this game from the captain.
Boys, this place takes me back. Don't you both agree? We were here way back in the first Pokemon game. We played on this channel being Pokemon Heart Gold. And we met Suicune here too, briefly.
Oh yeah, those were some awesome times, Donald. Lots of good memories from Pokemon Heart Gold. And after Sword and Shield, I think we should play Pokemon Storm Silver Nuzlocke Randomizer.
Yes, Joe, I'd be down for that. Great idea from you for once, actually. And since Donald did the first Nuzlocke randomizer of this game, I think I will do that one.
Yo Blue here just gave us the Chaleur Sable. I think that's an item from the Kalos region, but I wasn't reading anything else he said, so I have no idea what it does.
It's from Chaleur City, Donald, which is where that Corinna girl is from, and she's the gym leader there too, remember? We even get a Megastone from her.
Okay, well, it looks like Blue is also on the hunt for Team Rocket, apparently, boys, but for now, Donald, just head up the stairs. We don't have time to explore this place, since there's nothing of use here anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bother battling anyone in here anyway. Obama, we don't want to be too high-leveled for the Surge battle, even though I'll cream him. That Team Rocket grunt from earlier gave us the TM for dig, so I'm going to spam that move in the gym to hell and back.
Well, looks like Blue here wants a rematch from the last time we battled him. And I wonder if he's managed to evolve any of his Pokemon now, too.
Well, he has this Pidgeotto now, Joe, which for some reason is able to resist our electric-type moves.
Yeah, I just realized why Obama. It's because our Pikachu is built to be a special attacker, but because Joe's the definition of a moron, he's gone and taught it Zippy Zap, which is a physical attacking move, which is why our Pikachu hits the opponent as if it was getting slapped in the face by Joe.
Okay, well, wasn't expecting a lecture from Professor Donald today, but here we are. But at least you got Squirtle to level 16, Donald, which means it's also going to be evolving after this battle.
Yeah, and that means all the Kanto OG starter Pokemon will be at their second evolutions now, which is great, boys. Although the second stage shiny evolutions of all 3 Pokemon are a bit boring.
Gotta agree with you on that, sadly, Joe. I mean, Wartortle looks exactly the same, pretty much except it's a slightly different shade of blue, and its shell goes green.
Good tactical withdraw of Pikachu right there, Donald. We'd have got creamed if you had left it out.
Can we use another word instead of creamed all the time, Obama? It's making me feel super uncomfortable.
Poor baby Biden isn't able to handle the speech of men, it seems, Barry.
More than that, Donald. How aren't you able to handle battling this Eevee with a Charmeleon, too? You should have one-shot this garbage fox by now.
Yeah, see, Donald, he still has another Pokemon left after Eevee, too.
Joke's on you both. I just got the burn on Eevee, and now it's gonna die. See, I just wanted it to have as slow and painful death as possible. This little fox shit, as Obama put it, is trash, and I just sent it to where it belongs.
Wow, and he's actually gone and kept Oddish holy hell. That means he'll in fact have a Vileplume by the end of the game, Donald.
Oh, great, and I've just been hit with the Sleepy Joe move. How comes when he uses sleep powder it works, but whenever I want to use it, it just misses?
The Sleepy Joe move, you serious, Donald? Although saying that imagine how great it would feel to have a Pokemon use sleep powder or hypnosis on you when you're having trouble sleeping at night.
No need for that, Joe. When all we need to do is put one of your White House speeches on and I'm out within 5 seconds.
Boys, I'm kind of messing this battle up a little bit. I have nothing to use against a goddamn Oddish, believe it or not, and now this guy is spamming acid like he's some goon from London.
Damn, Donald, that didn't need to be said either. But it's true you're about to get Ivysaur killed now.
Yeah, you just suicided our Ivysaur with that move, Donald. What was even the point of that then? You got a grass type killed against another grass type.
Well, this is actually the perfect opportunity to debut our little Squirtle before it evolves, boys. Now, this little fellow, I think, is one of the most popular Kanto starters, actually, in the later years, when everyone stopped picking Charmander.
And the little guy just proved why, because he one-shot that little broccoli Pokemon thing. And now he's evolving.
All right, yeah, you're right, Donald. Wartortle is just a darker shade of blue compared to the normal one, and his little ears look a different shade of white, too.
Yeah, Obama, you have no right to talk about shades of white, bro.
Donald, what the fuck, man? You know what I meant. So why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with?
Now try say that sentence 5 times really fast.
Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with? Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with? Why do you be always making a thing out of things which aren't even things to begin with?
OMG, Donald, he wasn't being serious, you dumbass. Please stop. You sound like a parrot.
You're just jealous that I'm better at tongue twisters than you are, Obama. But hey, look, I got the first HM of the game with the absolute dumbest and least creative name possible. Choppy Chop. I mean, seriously, who came up with that shit?
What I don't get is we get the ticket to ride the ship, but then we just get off before it even leaves. So what's the point of all this?
All right, well, since the SS Ann just ditched us, boys, I headed straight for the gym, and it's time to battle the Surge.
Yeah, let's go, Donald. And after this gym is beaten, you got to hand the controller over to Obama, so don't forget that. And the funniest thing is, you've basically had the shortest amount of time to play.
This do be true, LMAO. And what's going to be more frustrating is this godforsaken gym. Out of every gym in the game ever, this one has to be the worst.
Yeah, finding the fucking switches in this place is so annoying. Whoever came up with this idea should be fired. Why would they have thought this was a fun idea? This is the opposite of what fun is.
Well, at least the gym battles will be easy once you get the switches, Donald. With Dig, we should be able to clean up in here. And you can thank Team Rocket for that, which is the ironic thing out of this whole situation.
You got to remember, though, that once you find the first switch, Donald, the second one will be right next to it, although I never know what that means since it could be in any direction.
Yeah, see, that's my point, Obama. This place isn't fun. And if you find the first switch but miss the second one, you then have to start all over again.
Oh, well, that was easy, LMAO. There's the switches already done, boys. Well done.
All right, so Surge here looks like he could be in the U.S. military, if you ask me. I think we should hire the guy.
Joe, why would you want to hire someone who's about to get destroyed by a 10-year-old child? Imagine the kind of general he'd end up being with that track record.
Okay, his first Pokemon is the suicide one, being Voltorb here. Should have expected that, though, since he's in the military.
And he thinks his little light screen is going to protect him from our Dig? What a noob, seriously. He should have considered we'd have that move.
In this game, he has 3 Pokemon, but I swear he only had 2 before. He had a Magneton and a Raichu, which brings us back lovely memories of Alola, doesn't it, boys?
Okay, well, he's got a Magnemite instead of a Magneton, Donald. He had one of those in the Heart Gold and Soul Silver post-game, but that was about it.
See, I knew Dig would do so much damage in here, boys. Donald, you're basically murdering his whole team, which is just excellent.
And yeah, here's the little rat himself. We know how strong this fellow's cousin is, but this one should have a quick, easy death like you put our one through in every single episode of Ultra Sun.
Wow, so of course this one would survive our dig attack, But if this was our Alolan one, it would have died to that dig in one shot.
Such is life, Obama. Every Pokemon game we play is rigged to be in the opponent's favor. But that just shows how good we are when we overcome the cheating occurring here.
Okay, well, that was the easiest Pokemon gym battle of my life, boys, and now I have to hand over the controller to Barry, which seems a little unfair if you ask me.
Well, at least we got the TM for Thunderbolt from him, Donald, which I'll be using a lot now, so hand over the controller, buddy.
All right, this is bullshit with how I barely got any time to play between Misty's gym and this one. You gotta let me have a longer go.
Donald, there are rules for a reason, and they're there to separate us from the animals, or whatever that line was in John Wick.
The only animal here is Obama for not letting me play longer, but here you go, you baboon, have at it then.
Excellent. And now Misty has escorted us to Diglett Cave, so we can make our way back to Pewter City, boys. This part of the game was always annoying since we basically go back to the start.
The worst part of this cave is that if you run into a Diglett, you sometimes have to battle them because they have that arena trap ability, which is just a pain in the ass.
You know, that's an ability which I constantly forget about, Joe. It's like so pointless unless you want to troll or catch roaming legendary Pokemon.
All right, well, we got out of there super fast, boys, and here we are back on Route 2, and from here we actually need to head west towards Rock Tunnel.
That's after we get ambushed by one of Professor Oak's assistants, who's going to teach us a new move, Barry.
Yeah, it's just that HM move for Flash, though, Donald. I mean, this is one that would make sense for Pikachu to learn, since it's an electric type.
Yeah, this move is called Light Up, another masterpiece in creativity by Game Freak there, boys. But anyway, with this move, we can light up dark places, and that's about it.
And Gary has just spawned in again out of the blue. If you pardon the pun, hey.
Very funny, Donald. But anyway, I skipped to Lavender Town since absolutely nothing of interest happened in the routes on the way here. And even Rock Tunnel was dead-ass boring, but this is where shit really starts to go down.
Yo, this place is super scary, boys. I hate ghosts, so I might have to leave until you've done everything you need to hear Obama. Plus, the music just makes everything worse.
Yeah, I remember hearing those reports of kids getting hospitalized from the music or something like that in the OG games, Joe. Imagine that actually happening.
Okay, well, it's time to head right into the Pokemon Tower, Joe, so go hide under your bed covers if you really are scared.
No way I'm going to be a big boy and stay right here with you two, Barry. Plus, I can't let the people of our wonderful nation know I'm scared of virtual ghosts.
Well, it's a little too late for that, Joe, but the ghosts won't even appear until we get to the higher floors anyway. And can you believe they went and turned this place into a radio station in heart gold and soul silver?
True, Donald and I wonder what they did with all the dead Pokemon corpses when they renovated this place. But looks like we have a battle with Gary again before I turn into a Ghostbuster.
Why on earth would you want to have a battle in here of all places? Surely this is super disrespectful and just plain rude to all the dead Pokemon. No wonder the ghosts are mad.
Obama, don't try be a hero and beat Gloom with Pikachu. Just send out Charmeleon and get the job done, please.
Now, Donald, I bet Pikachu can just one-shot Gloom with Thunderbolt now. Just watch. I have faith.
Oh, for the love of God, this isn't going to end well. This is why you were so bad in Ultra Sunberry. You're meant to use the right tool for the right job, and the only tool here now is you.
Yeah, you were right, Donald, and now Pikachu has been hit with my favorite move. Why do you feel the need to keep pulling stunts like this, Obama? It's like you never learn.
Well, Pikachu is only asleep, Joe. It's not like it died, is it? I just thought we should use Pikachu a little more, too, that's all.
The only good it did was one-shotting that bird and then paralyzing this onion Pokemon. Other than that, it's complete garbage.
Well, technically, this particular Pikachu is the opposite of garbage, Donald, since its stats are boosted to hell and back. But hey, look, Gary actually has a brain and evolved his Eevee into my favorite evolution.
Great! Now I've been paralyzed. Why did he have to use a Thunderstone when he could have used another one instead? I mean, Jolteon is the most annoying out of the three in this game because of paralysis.
Wow. And you didn't even bother stocking up on any paralyzed heals or full heals, Obama. A trainer should be prepared for any eventuality, and now we're stuck.
Well, we have Dig still, Donald, and we know how well it did against Surge.
Yeah, but this guy, like every other opponent of ours, has a fetish for hyper potions and full restores, which just makes our life more interesting, doesn't it?
I can't wait till we get a Charizard, because then I'll teach Earthquake to it and nuke everything, boys, especially in double battles.
Well, how about you stop using such a shitty move like Dragon Rage and use Dig Obama? Dragon Rage only ever does 40 points of damage and Jolteon can tank them.
You know, when we first started playing Pokemon, I always got anxious when Joe would play, but now I feel suicidal whenever I watch you play Obama. Both of you have like swapped places. Joe's got better and you've got worse.
Well, that's my W and his L, so I don't care. My ratings are sure going to surpass him now too, El Mao.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Joe. And hey, look, if you want to run, then do so now, because this is the ghost floor.
Yeah, these ghosts can teleport you to the bottom floor if they touch you, Obama. So don't get groped by them if you don't want to go back to square one.
That's your thing, Donald. Don't put that title on these poor ghosts who haven't even done anything to anyone.
I was expecting the ghosts to be way scarier, boys, but they just look really sad. I wonder why they're so upset.
I mean, I'd be upset if some rando trainer came into my home and started having battles and then start walking around the place like they own it.
And this place is full of mediums too, just like in Morty's gym in Giotto. The only thing is, I don't have any moves, which are super effective against ghost types yet.
Even if you did have super effective moves, you'd still do shit, Obama, so it's not like it would make a difference. So, Mayo.
True, Joe. And to continue our point on how trash Obama is, he's gone and put Pikachu back to sleep, the fool. He's literally never learning.
Look, you two. I never expected Ghastly to put me to sleep, and I know you both weren't expecting that either. So cool it. I'm gonna win this battle anyway.
We shall see if your statement hold true, Obama. But now you've been burnt by Will-O-Wisp. This Ghastly is properly showing how bad you are, isn't it? And you don't even seem fazed.
Yeah, and now you think whipping it with Vine Whip is actually gonna help. Just because that's what Michael does to you, Barry, doesn't mean you have to take your feeling out on this medium.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Ivysaur gets killed by the burn too soon. And the funny thing is, the burn is actually doing more damage to you than your whipping is, Obama.
When will you both start actually being nice to me and providing useful conversation instead of this constant beration and bullying?
When you start playing like a human and not like an ape.
Hot damn, Donald came in like a freight train there. Obama, Mao, are you going to take that and not return fire?
I don't need to bother wasting my energy on an orange like him, which I could crush if I wanted and turn into orange juice.
Turning Donald into orange juice and then feeding him to people probably caused mass deaths in the country, Obama, more than your drone strikes ever caused.
Talking about toxic, we've just been hit by it now, Obama. War Turtle is gonna die if you don't cure it. I swear these Ghastlies know they're gonna die, but they want to piss us off first as much as possible.
All right, well, they're both dead, which means I can carry on with getting to the top of this place, and I really can't wait till we get to Celadon City where I can let Joe play again, because this abuse is unreal.
Well, this is the culprit causing all the trouble in this place, apparently, boys. It's a huge, chunky ghost this time, and it really wants us to leave.
Yeah, so it's just gonna sit there with its fat ass and block the path. The only thing to do now, Obama, is head back down and make your way to Celadon City.
Yeah, Celadon City, with probably the easiest gym ever being Grass Boys. I think the gym leader there is so forgetful too.
Oh, hey, it's Jesse, James, and Meowth again. And they're on about that Fuji fella who's apparently the boss of this town or something.
Hey, I have some lore about Fuji if you like, Joe. See from the Pokémon Origins anime series, Mr. Fuji was apparently one of the scientists who created Mewtwo in Cinnabar Island for Team Rocket.
Well, that's probably why they want to get a hold of him, to try and make another Mewtwo or something, boys. But hey, those three crooks just ran off with Cabone.
Yeah, and I made my way to Celadon City. This is where lots of things will be happening, like the gym battle, and then we need to storm the game corner.
The game corner in the older games were the best, Obama. I blew all my money in there and then they went and got rid of them because it promoted gambling, apparently.
Well, yeah, that would be the reason why they got rid of it, Donald. It made kids addicted, and you as well. But I agree the games were more fun back in the day, and all we get now is like Voltorb Switch or whatever the new mini games are.
Hey, I just taught a flying type move to Pikachu and got rid of Thunder. That move will be super helpful for the upcoming gym battle.
Yeah, good shot, Obama. The only thing you've done today which utilized some of your brain power, if there is any to begin with.
Hey, check it out. Brock is here, boys. He's come to check the girls in Celadon, apparently. And of course he gets away with it. But if I was to do that, then you two would call me Creepy Joe.
Yeah, Joe, because Brock is like 27 or something. And you're like 9,000 and shooting way above what you should be. And you're married.
Being married has never stopped you, though. Donald has it LMAO.
Just get your ass to the gym, Obama, you fool. Just because I called you an ape earlier doesn't give you the right to bring up marriage.
Don't worry, Donald. He's just jealous that he's married to a man whilst me and you are married to supermodels.
Joe, I'm sorry to say, but Jill is the exact opposite of what a supermodel is.
Yeah, I had to show this girl a cute Pokemon so we could enter the gym, and apparently War Turtle is cute. Now that's a Pokemon I wouldn't consider to be cute if you ask me, but each to their own, I guess.
Well, Joe thinks Jill is supermodel worthy, Obama, so yeah, each to their own indeed.
How about we talk about how Obama's brain is working still, and he switched out to Charmeleon for this gym, which was very wise for once.
Yeah, Joe, I'm not an idiot. I have just been continuing my bad luck streak into this game now, apparently, but it's not big deal, really, is it?
Well, we're almost a Charizard, and the best fire-type move we have, it only Ember Still Obama, which isn't very useful, is it? Actually, all the moves our Charizard has are utter trash.
Yeah, well, which moves we have, Donald, is determined by you, I think, and I know Joe would agree with me on that, too. You got all these Pokemon, which means you also had ample opportunity to make sure they had decent moves.
All right, fine, Obama, if you're just gonna bitch at me, when I play next, I'll make sure our whole team has Judgment, Roar of Time, Shadow Force, Draco Meteor, and any other OP move to shut you up.
Yeah, those moves aren't even in this game to begin with, Donald. You can't do that even if you wanted to.
Let him do what he wants, Joe. The fool is all talk. But anyway, I've made it to Erica. And now I'll crush her and then give you the controller so Donald can start hurling abuses at you.
Just because Joe is playing after this battle, Barry doesn't mean I will stop reminding you of every bad play you've made, bro. But anyway, let's see how you do here.
Alrighty, the first Pokemon she sent out is Tangela. This Pokemon is like a cotton ball all scrunched up.
Yeah, you would know a lot about cotton, isn't it, Joe?
All right, Obama is finally punching back at us, Donald LMAO. I'll take that one on the chest, though, since I kind of deserved it.
And in other news, Erica is a hacker. Her grass types have probably been drugged to hell with herbs and weed, and they can somehow survive fire-type attacks.
All the gym leaders except our boy Brock is a hacker, Obama. But my least favorite out of the Kanto gym leaders has to be Koga. And then he somehow gets elevated to Elite Four status. Like, how the hell is that even possible?
He procreated and had a daughter, and that's how he elevated to Elite Four status.
Yeah, Joe, I don't think that's 100% true, but yeah, you could be onto something. None of the other leaders seem to have children, apparently, in Kanto, and only Koga made it to the Elite Four.
Blue should have been one of the Elite Four, or at least the last Elite Four member, in my view, Obama. Or they could add him as a fifth member and make it the Elite Five LMAO.
Elite Five doesn't really have the same ring to it, though, Donald.
And boom, there goes Vileplume 2, boys. That's gym leader Erica beaten, and that's also our 4th gym badge, too, which means we're already halfway done.
And that also means your embarrassment streak is over too, Obama, which is why you sounded so happy. So go on, pass the controller over to Sleepy Joe and let's see if he can do better.
Okay, well, he's the one who will have to go to the ghost tower again.